Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping right into something pretty momentous that happened just yesterday, actually, July 7th, 2025. We're talking about India's victory over England at Edgbaston. A truly historic win, 336 runs.
Yeah, historic is the right word. India had never won a test match at Edgbaston before, ever.
Never. It's always been seen as, England's fortress, especially tough for India.
Absolutely. And the context makes it even bigger, doesn't it? Coming off that loss at Leeds.
Oh, that Leeds match. Some were calling it, unlosable for India, a real heartbreaker.
It really was. So this win at Edgbaston, it was, well, essential. Absolutely essential to level the Anderson-Tendulkar Trophy series.
Make it 1-1 now. Game on.
And very much on.
So our mission today for this deep dive is to really unpack this. How did this happen? Because, and this is the kicker, India did it without some massive names. Jasprit Bumrah, rested. Then no Virat Kohli, no Rohit Sharma, no Ravichandran Ashwin.
Right? I mean, you take those four players out of almost any team in the world, and you'd expect them to struggle, seriously struggle.
You really would. So this win becomes, it's more than just a win, isn't it? It's a statement.
It's a huge statement about their depth, their resilience, the sheer talent they have waiting in the wings. It really shows the strength of the entire system.
Okay, so let's talk about who did step up, leading the way. Shubman Gill. On his captaincy debut, no less.
And what a debut. He batted. Phenomenally. That's the only word.
Phenomenally. People online were joking he had, a cheat code for runs. A massive 269 in the first inning.
269. Just incredible composure. And then he wasn't done.
Not even close. He backed it up with another 161 in the second inning. Just relentless.
Wasn't just the runs, though, was it? It was how he got them and the partnerships. That massive stand with Washington Sundar in the first innings. What was it, 203?
Yeah, 203. A huge partnership. And then another big one, 175 for the fifth wicket in the second innings.
See, that's leadership right there. Not just scoring big yourself, but building those platforms, controlling the game's tempo for a captaincy debut.
Yeah. It really set the foundation. You felt England were just sort of ground down by it.
They were. And then, on the bowling front, with Bumrah missing, that was a big question mark, wasn't it? Who steps up?
And the answer was Akash Deep. He was just electric, like someone gave him a magic wand, as people were saying. He just found wickets.
10 wickets in the match. That's exceptional anywhere, but especially in England, filling Bumrah's shoes.
Absolutely. He ended up with 6 for 99 in that crucial second innings, wrapping things up, just relentless pressure.
And that 10-wicket haul, it puts him in pretty rare company, doesn't it?
It really does. Only the second Indian bowler ever to take 10 wickets in a test in England.
Since Chetan Sharma, way back in 1986.
1986, that's nearly 40 years. It puts his performance into quite the historical perspective.
Incredible stuff. He didn't just fill a gap, he made a massive impact.
Okay, but Gill and Akash Deep, they understandably got a lot of the headlines. But let's zoom in now maybe on the unsung hero of this match.
Yeah, Washington Sundar.
Washington Sundar. Because there was this moment, final day, just before lunch, game still potentially in the balance. Ben Stokes is batting.
England's captain. The guy who can just turn games on their head. You're never safe when Stokes is in.
Exactly. And then Sundar gets him. LBW, leg before wicket. A huge, huge wicket.
Yeah, absolutely massive. You could almost feel the momentum shift right there.
You really could. England's resistance just seemed to crumble after that. Stokes himself shaking his head. I saw someone online say he looked like he'd just lost a game of chess to a beginner.
Yeah, it felt that decisive, that one wicket.
But Sundar's contribution was more than just that one ball, wasn't it? He's been building something for a while.
Definitely. His all-round game is becoming really important. If you look at his test stats over his first 10 matches, batting average over 43, bowling average under 29.
Those are serious all-rounder numbers. 43.50 batting, 28.53 bowling. That adds so much balance.
It really does. And think about his recent form leading up to this. That Ranji Trophy century, 152, taking 16 wickets against New Zealand.
Right, India's big domestic tournament, the Ranji. And those wickets against New Zealand show his bowling threat, too. He's not just, a part-timer.
Not at all. He's consistently delivering. Maybe quietly, sometimes, but consistently. It does make you think, doesn't it? About those reliable performers who maybe don't always get the spotlight but are just crucial.
Yeah. And his backstory is quite something too, isn't it? Being named after his father's mentor. Adds a nice human touch.
It does. Makes the Edgbaston performance feel even more significant.
So thinking about the team overall, this youthful side. Gill, just 25, leading them. Then you have Jadeja, the experienced all-rounder, and other emerging guys like Nitish Reddy.
It felt like a very deliberate strategy, not just plugging gaps, but a real focus on youth, energy, and crucially, all-round ability. Having players like Jadeja and Sundar who can genuinely contribute with both bat and
It
ball.
gives you options, right? Flexibility.
Huge flexibility. You could adapt your tactics, lengthen your batting, have more bowling options. It paid off massively here.
Meanwhile, England just couldn't seem to find the answers. Jamie Smith played well. That 88 was defiant.
It was a good knock. Yeah, aggressive. Off just 99 balls. But it felt like a lone hand, didn't it?
It did, especially on that final day when Akash Deep got Ollie Pope and Harry Brook early.
Yeah, 2 key wickets. Beating them with movement, that really broke the back of any potential chase, didn't it? Showed the pressure India had built.
Absolutely. Which brings us to these historical comparisons people are already making.
Ah, the GABA.
Exactly. The Gabba, Brisbane, 2021. Another fortress breached. Another young Indian side doing the impossible, chasing down that huge target against Australia.
That's a fascinating parallel. That incredible series win.
And guess who played a key role at the Gabba as well?
Washington Sundar.
Washington Sundar. Scored vital runs, took key wickets, helped keep them in the game before that famous final day chase.
It's almost uncanny, isn't it? It kind of reinforces this idea. If there's an impregnable fortress, maybe Sundar's the guy you need.
Huh. It's becoming his thing, maybe. Fortress breacher Sundar.
He certainly has a knack for stepping up in those huge moments. It makes you wonder about certain players who just, thrive under that intense pressure.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this deep dive has brought some of that excitement and maybe some of the nuance of this amazing match right to you.
It was certainly a match worth diving into.
So just to kind of wrap things up here, thinking about this Edgbaston win, the significance feels... well, it feels pretty profound.
It really does. Beyond just the 1-1 scoreline, it's that demonstration of depth, of resilience without the absolute superstars that's huge for Indian cricket moving forward.
It really unveiled new heroes, didn't it? Gill's captaincy, Akash Deep's arrival on the big stage.
Absolutely. But Sundar's story, perhaps, holds the biggest lesson. That one dismissal of Stokes. It wasn't the highest score or the most wickets, but arguably the most pivotal moment.
Yeah, it shows how every single contribution, even ones that don't dominate the stat sheet, can be absolutely vital. Those quiet contributions often forge the victory.
Unexpected brilliance. Quiet determination. That's what built this win.
And it sets up the rest of the Anderson-Tendulkar series perfectly, doesn't it? Going to be fascinating to see how England respond and how India build on this.
The pressure's on now. Can India sustain this level? Can England bounce back? Lots of questions.
But what really stands out, I think, is how individual moments of genius, often from unexpected places, can just swing everything.
Exactly, and that applies way beyond cricket, right? Think about any team effort, any project. Those unsung contributions are often the bedrock of success.
It makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we see those pivotal moments, maybe in our own lives or work, that go a bit unnoticed? Those quiet bits of brilliance.
Or maybe, how often have you contributed something like that? Something small, maybe, but in hindsight, it was the thing that made all the difference.
Yeah. That unexpected individual input that turns out to be the absolute turning point. Something to definitely ponder as we continue our own deep dives.